Hey everybody, welcome to Two Old Goats with me, Patrick, your co-host Bryan, and look at this, it is our special guest from Letterkenny himself. It is Patrick McNeil. How you doing, buddy?
Not too bad. That's a lot of goats in the intro. I didn't expect that. I was like, okay. Do you guys really like, is that like you guys' favorite animal, or? Now I'm asking the questions.
It's just kind of a play on.
Go ahead, Bryan.
I was gonna say it's just a kind of a play on the whole two old goats and everybody saying we're old, and
okay, gotcha.
Something funny that we thought up, and actually Jukebox made that for us. So.
Oh, dope. Okay.
No, I'm curious. Funny, so
I'm just curious.
No, absolutely, man. Ask away. We're here to just, chill and have fun, talk, put you over, and
put you over.
Whatever else you want to talk about.
No, you guys are asking the questions. I got
to use the wrestling terms, right?
Yeah, of course. I know put over, like 100%. I got put over once.
Of course.
So yeah, Bryan said that you wrestled too.
Yeah, so I recently started, well, not really recently, but like in the past about year and a half now, I've been training to be a wrestler.
Oh, cool.
I came up with the persona Rush Rancid, and yeah, I've had a few matches, Rumbles before, but like I've only done like 5 or 6 singles matches, but they've been like at training I do a bunch, but like for now it's just, I don't know, about 5 in front of a crowd.
Yeah, hey, whatever.
You gotta start
that's fucking
somewhere.
Cool though. Quiet White jumped in, greatest of
all
all
time. Course.
Boomers. Fuck you, I'm not a boomer. I'm Gen X, you motherfucker.
So
I like this drama.
So how did oh yeah, we have fun here,
No,
he's a friend.
He's
so,
one of my coworkers.
We can talk trash on him.
That's on there. Okay, so what's your ring name? You go by Patrick McNeil, or you like, the ball crusher?
No, I go by Rush Rancid.
What was that?
Rush Rancid.
Rush. Oh
no, Rush Rancid.
Rush Rancid.
Rush Rancid.
That's some punk rock shit there.
These will be for sale soon. Hold on a sec. I'll show you.
I
already have a graphic. This is a misprint one. I got to thank Rod from Deliciously Dope. Give him a shout out. It's yeah, and it stinks. But fucking Rush Rancid. So that's my face decaying, and that's what it'd look like if I was dying. And I'd be like, here. I showed my mom. I'm like, here, mom. This is what my corpse would look like, and she was mortified. So, hi, mom, if you're watching. I don't know.
That's hilarious. Hey, I hope mom's watching. Then we'll be international, right? So
yeah.
Couple of quick questions. So, are you in the Toronto area? Is that where you're?
No, I'm in Northern Ontario.
Staying around Northern Ontario. Excellent. And what promotions are you hoping to get into there? Because I don't know too many Canadian.
Yeah, for sure. But I think there's a big delay in the signal. So I'm just going to like kind of pause once you guys ask a question. So what I wrestle for right now is Northland Wrestling, and I train under the Energy Wise Wrestling Academy in North Bay, Ontario.
Very cool.
Excellent.
Who's training you?
That would be Dan Jarvis.
I'm loving the delay. This is going to be another stellar show.
I like it.
We have stellar shows every time. So here, let me see. My background kind of messes it up sometimes. So every time. It's a lot
Oh,
of
is
fun.
it,
Okay,
it's
so
because the
I
band.
didn't catch that.
Oh,
Who's
eating bandwidth. That's why.
Yeah, it's my green screen.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we're not going to do
Gotta
that.
have the brick wall, you motherfucker.
I figured if I was by a brick wall, I might be invited to be a skid. Okay.
Maybe.
You never
Just
know.
come offer us meth or some drugs and we'll come hang out with you for a night.
There you go. Hey, Halloween's coming up.
There you go. Make
so,
sure you put meth in my trick or treat bag, and I'll con her out with you. You know.
Heck yeah, we'll get them all down here. Yeah. So speaking of that, like I was one of those people that I'd always heard about Letterkenny. You got to watch it. You've got to watch it. And I just, for some reason, just never had time or never did. My boss always talked about it, and then they sent me from Kansas City to St. Louis on a business for work. And at night, of course, I go to the hotel room. There's nothing to do, so I was like, I'm gonna watch Letterkenny. I think I
Dope.
made it. I think I made it through like 8 seasons, just watching it.
Jesus.
Staying up. I mean, the seasons aren't very long, but you know, I'd watch them and just cracked me up. So that was about a year and a half, almost 2 years ago, and finally got my wife onto Letterkenny. It took me probably 3 months to get her on Corner Gas, and that's just because I started watching it so much, and she finally started getting into it, and kind of the same thing happened with Letterkenny. So now that's one of our favorites. But my question is,
I appreciate that. That's dope.
it's one of my favorite shows, and I actually should be Canadian because I love hockey. I love the Canadian shows. I love, pretty much all things Canada. But so here's the big question: when you decided to start training for wrestling, do those sweet dance moves equate in the ring? Like, do they help you out moving around?
The dance moves. Well, I don't know. For Letterkenny, they kind of just came. I don't know. Well, not really. It's a lot of discussion. Like me, Tyler, Evan, and Danny. Well, as you guys know, Stuart, Rolled, and Darian, and I'm Connor. But like we kind of discuss things like before we get on set and just do it. Evan has choreographed a lot of things, like, and I'm gonna give credit to him. The one that we did in the St. Perfect's Day, it's like flagging the plane, flying it, and then you ski down the hill, and then we all kind of did it in unison, like that thing. And me and Danny just think of our own things, and we have to kind of like do it in the background and stuff like that. And like Jacob will direct us most of the time, but we'll be like, "Hey, Jacob, do you like this?" And he's like, "Yes, do that."
Yeah, it's hilarious. And I don't remember which episode it's in, but when when Darian was throwing the fireball at you and it kind of hit you and you were going back, it takes you back to the days of video games, and it just like cracked me up, and I'd watch that scene over and over just for that.
Well, when we were like, Jacob was directing like Evan and Tyler as he should, and then he's just like, "You guys like just do skid stuff in the back." Okay, cool. So me and Danny are like, "You want to do Mortal Kombat?" And he's like, "Yeah, let's do Mortal Kombat." So we just fucking went.
Well, the thing I liked, and I'll be honest, I never watched Letterkenny. He was telling me for years, you got to watch late. So then when he said you were going to get on, I was like, all right, let me do some research. Where'd he go? Okay. I was like, let me do some research. And I just started season 3 now. The show's brilliant. But the one thing I got to say, I don't. the one thing I want to say though is like when I first started, because I'm trying to find you in the first few episodes, and I'm like, where the fuck is this dude? Where is he? And then come to find out that you're in a fucking gas mask the whole time and you don't talk. I was like, Oh, that's why I don't see him anywhere. So, but then like after the gas masks come off, and you're in the scenes, and they're arguing and stuff, but the stuff you do in the background, it takes me back to like Three Stooges with you'd have Moe and Curly arguing at each other, and then you'd have Larry in the middle just doing that shit, and just you and the other dude that doesn't talk, that you guys are in the background like doing nothing, but you're enhancing the scene. It's like, the scene itself is like a steak and stuff, and you guys are like the potatoes and the salad and like the wine that go along with it that just make the scene that much better. So I got to give you guys credit for not talking at all. You guys bring a lot to the action that's going on camera.
I appreciate that I caught that because your intro played while you guys were talking, I believe.
I know.
I saw it.
Oh, this is getting even better.
We're gonna.
So I was laughing really hard at that, and I don't know if you thought I was laughing really hard at something you guys said, but I'm like, yeah, this is fucking great. Like, I don't know what's going on.
Oh, this is so you have like professional, then you have like amateur, then you have like homemade, then you have like if we were doing like level porn, like motel, just way down here, so
Low grade. I understand.
Yeah, the quality is. Yeah,
we have.
Dude. Like, as a video creator myself, shit fucks up all the time, especially when you go in live. All the stuff, like when I make my Herbal Headbanger videos and I make my Albert Flynn videos, all those things for Plywood Mind, like it's like some things fuck up, and like Adobe's like, oh, sorry, we can't do the editing right now because we're just gonna crash. And I get frustrated, keyboards get broken, and that's just life, Like,
but
you got to laugh at it.
More fun too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm always one to say, like, my life's motto is you have to have fun in life. And Patrick's motto is we're only on this world for once, so you might as well have fun.
You get one trip. You get 80 years on this rock. Make the most of it.
Like if you're lucky, right? Yeah.
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 So,
it's fun. I try to follow a lot of Taoism, which is just the flow of life, and it's just harmony of yourself being with one with nature, because like everybody who's here has a place on earth, like because we're all involuntary. That's part of Taoism. So it's just you just go with the flow that you go with and just try to make it as positive as possible. And if it's not, then you have to just deal with how it is and the way that you do. There's an abundance of things in yin and yang all the time. You know what I mean? You're gonna have negative most sometimes, and then you're gonna have positive sometimes. It's just a balance.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's just when you do get the negatives, you gotta try. You can't dwell on it, and you gotta try to make it a positive. Or find the positive in it, or get away from it. If it's too negative, fucking just get out of that shit.
But with negativity, though, it's part of life, right? So you kind of just have to look at it in my own sense. This is how I view my own things and just run my own life and try to, anyways. Is that when I get negative or I feel negative, it's just reflect on why. Like, what's the reason why you're feeling negative? You know what I mean? And then just keep asking yourself questions until it gets kind of like almost stupid. It's like, why do I even care about this now?
Yeah, exactly.
You got to question yourself. You got to really kind of like reflect and like have a mirror. Yeah, it's hard though. It takes a lot of practice. It's not like it's going to happen overnight either. I've been doing this since like 2019. And like I didn't know mental health stuff like before then. I was kind of like an angry like alcoholic, like all the time, like drinking and just doing whatever, blah blah, and just getting into trouble. Now it's just like, nah, man, I don't know. I'll drink, but I just kind of just like, hey, I got one right here.
Yep.
But it's just like fucking. I practice harm reduction. I think everybody should. You know what I mean? Like you have to know your limit, play within it, and like if you're just gonna have like a drink or two, then go have a drink or two. If you're going over the limit, then go see something or go to AA. Figure it out, dude. Seriously, because like your life's more worth than addiction and going down that type of road. It's not really that fun. You got to know yourself. Yeah.
100% agree. So back to addiction, just really quick.
Fucking beautiful. I
know. Addicted to competition.
I like that mindset. That is.
I know. I'm fanboying out here really a lot because Letterkenny, and you're one of my favorite characters on there. So
I appreciate that. I kind of feel that vibe, but it's fine, and I kind of get it.
Right.
So To me, I'm just a dude I'm just a dude who got lucky, man. That's it. Like I auditioned at the right place, right time. I was the right person for the right role. You know, I look mouthed out enough to be in Steve's basement. So horns up to that, man.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, there's one
He
scene.
looks like a junkie. Come on.
There's one
That's
scene
probably
that
what
a lot
Jared
of
and Jacob
people.
were saying in the interview room. They were probably just like watching everything, and all the auditions are like, "That guy's a fucking skid," and I'm just like, represent. So I want to tell.
Absolutely, absolutely. So really quick, I gotta ask about, and I've told Patrick to watch this. I don't know if he has yet. I believe it's season 2, about episode 4, the EpiPen fight.
That one's fun. That was a fun one.
When I first saw that, okay, I may have had a couple of drinks in me because the hotel I stayed at gave you 3 free a night, and one night I tend to save them up, so I had 6 one night. And at first I was like, "Oh, I can't watch this." And I watched a couple more episodes, and I went back to that, and I was like, "I gotta watch this again." And I laughed my ass off. I'm like, it's just so ridiculous to think that people would fight with those, especially with the price of them, first off. And then second off was like, why would you EpiPen fight, you know? I mean, it was just, it's brilliant, really. I mean.
Yeah, it'd be like diabetic.
Exactly. Was it like, was that one of the scenes that was like, okay, you need to go here? And was it very choreographed, or did you guys kind of do your own thing during that?
So I know Jared and Jacob, like they write all that. So they thought of the EpiPen fight 100%. They did everything with the skids, like me and then like Jacob just told us to be skiddy in the background pretty much. Like that's just how it is. Then we just do our thing, and then I just started laughing at it because I'm like, well, what would be the reaction that Connor would have? And just laugh at it. You know what I mean? So I'm laughing at a fight between my friends with EpiPens. I don't care. I'm on drugs. Like,
right.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
Okay, so now
Letterkenny is like that's sorry, we're I don't want to go over you guys, but like I'm just trying to say that like Letterkenny like kind of put my foot in the door to be like a professional actor, and then it's just maybe try to open up my own range for certain things anyways. Like that's all it is.
Absolutely.
It's just, it's a good stepping stone, and I'm really, really appreciative, grateful that I got to be on that show and still keep on doing it to this day. Whenever it keeps going, it's gonna keep going until it goes. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
So now is skid, is that a Canadian term? I've not heard that before.
I actually never really got the context of it. I never asked Jared or we're called skids. But to me, it's like I would say more. If it was my own terms, it'd be goths because they're kind of like gothic. They like electronica music. They like dark music. And Stuart gets really depressed, and we all get depressed with him because you know when you're in a gothic group. Because I'm a metalhead myself, and you look at goths, you see like emos, you see all that stuff. And I was really into the culture back in the day, and back in the shows and everything, and be all like clicky, that type of thing. So it's like either gothic, emo, metalhead, whatever. Because like we all paint our nails and we're like this all the time, and like fuck our parents and fuck you.
That's how I was in the in fact, that's how I was in the 90s. But I mean, just this summer alone, I went and saw The Cure 5 times, so I saw plenty of goths and stuff all around.
Well, I got into The Cure kind of, but like not too much. But I know a few songs, but like most of like a lot of the stuff that I listen to, like kind of like that would be like the Cramps, maybe, I think.
Oh, I love the Cramps.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm an old school punk fan.
Oh, nice, dude. That's what I got into to get into metal. Was like hardcore punk, like Casualties. What else? Agnostic Front, Sick of It All.
Okay.
Yeah, stuff like that. Iron Reagan.
Nice. Yeah, I'm more like Sex Pistols, Buzzcocks, Fugazi.
All good too.
I guess the poppier.
I like poppier punk too, dude, but like hardcore punk is what got me to death metal, like George Fisher and Cannibal Corpse, or Chris Barnes of 6 Feet Under, who was ex Cannibal Corpse, and then like got into Amon Amarth, and then I got to like extreme, like Prostitute Disfigurement and shit, like Lymphatic Phlegm.
That's like Oh my god, my wife loves all that, like Whitechapel and all that shit. And
I got a hair in my eye.
there was somebody else that
look,
just
I got
came out.
Oh yeah, a couple of my favorite
Make-A-Wish.
bands were Shadows Fall and Amon Amarth, definitely like one of my favorites.
Where's my camera? Like it's all left. Like
Left, right.
it's confusing me. I have ADHD.
So we're
Dyslexia,
Like,
ADHD.
like right,
You're
it's
right
bad.
at
So
the-
like right here. Yeah.
Let's put it right next to my face.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
perfect.
Like little kitty whiskers.
sure you
Whoa,
can
look at me.
see it.
Anyway,
Like almighty Motorhead I got back
Oh.
there. It's on my patches here
Yeah.
too. Like,
Heck yeah.
I've always liked metal and punk and shit like that
Oh.
most of the time. I saw Kim Mitchell with my dad last weekend. That was fucking dope.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Oh,
He's
really?
like a Canadian like icon. I don't know if you guys ever heard of him. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's sick.
Yeah, a little bit.
Also, if you stop doing music, you should be a comedian. He fucking was killing the crowd.
Nice.
Really?
Oh, Patrick,
Yeah.
Patrick, you're devils in the comedy.
Yep. Yeah. Well, this weekend I'm going to Niles, Michigan, and featuring at the Underground Laugh Lounge. Shameless plug right there. Okay, so we'll get back to our guest.
No, you're doing stand up?
And shout out to
He is.
Oh yeah, I've
Dude,
done
dope.
stand up
Fucking
over a
good
decade.
luck. I hope you kill it. Kill him. Be dark. I love dark humor.
Oh, thank you. I gotta be PG for this show. It was PG-13, and then they put on the marquee it's PG, and I'm like, oh, okay. This is gonna be fun. But
Your first thought
it'll
was,
still be a good time.
Oh no, man.
it was fuck.
PG is kind of hard to
Oh,
do sometimes,
but,
but I understand
oh,
as a wrestler, I got to do it for now too, right? Like, so I get it.
right. Definitely is. Definitely is. I want to shout out to our
Well,
friend Lucha
It's funny
Chris,
because
who's in here.
go ahead.
I'm just shouting out Lucha Chris,
Yeah.
our friend who. Okay, so
Hi, Luch.
I met
Luch.
Patrick through Lucha Chris. So I had seen him at wrestling shows. We
Excuse me.
became really good friends. I never saw him without a luchador mask. He wore it, as far as I knew, 24/7.
All the time.
Like all the time. So his Twitter handle is like used to be Lucha Chris, and so that's what I knew him as. And then one of the very last shows of a company that is no longer with us about a year ago, he came without his mask, and I went up to him. I was like, "Hi, I'm Bryan," and I knew who it was, but I was like, "Hey, I'm Bryan." And he's like, "It's me, Lucha Chris." I was like, "Yeah." It was just one of those funny interaction deals.
That was funny.
Classic.
So,
No, there's like doing PG wrestling. Like I understand it because there's lots of kids in the crowd, right? So you can't be like swearing and giving the fingers and stuff. You don't want to like influence certain children because who knows how they're raised. I don't know.
right.
But like if you're in a rated R
Yeah.
crowd, like doing deathmatch or hardcore, which I kind of want to do at some point. Actually, I do want to do at some point. Then like all bets are off. Like I'll go like way the fuck off, real unhinged. But like Rush Rancid's like an unhinged psycho in the ring. That's how I try to be. Argue with the ref,
Yeah.
kind of like choke my opponent, gouge the eyes, do the old Undertaker to the forehead like this. Like, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
I was
awesome.
training last night and I took a skull to the
it
lip.
doesn't
I got my fucking tooth right in the lip. Like,
Oh no.
had a match with one of my opponents, Tommy McLeod. He was fun. It was good.
Just like what was it last week? You got smacked in the.
No,
in the
last night I
nose.
just been training. Like we just did a
Yeah.
like a match. Like we just put a match together, did it.
That's crazy.
Mm.
So we're
It's
big.
fun. No, you train
The nice
like
thing is,
two.
I mean, with my stuff.
So we're also
Oh,
big.
I was just gonna say with my stuff, I just gotta drop the fucks and shits. Other than
Yeah, no, that makes sense. But like the stories could be dark. You could have to tell them in the way that you have to tell them. That's all it is.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, I talk about my time in combat and stuff. So I could do all that, but yeah, just not dirty.
What'd you do in combat?
I was a prison guard at Abu Ghraib prison.
Oh shit. That's
Yeah.
intense.
Oh yeah. And this was
Guys,
after the
this is
scandal happened.
this is why we should have had a fucking like pre-interview talk, like maybe a half-hour talk before, like because I've been interested in knowing what the fuck you guys are into too. I'm like, wow, that sounds fucked. Like,
Yeah.
that's, whoa, what's going on there?
Oh no, we
Yeah,
want to come
no.
in unprepared and just shit. Yeah.
We're just here
I'm
to
here to
talk
answer
to you.
questions, but now I got
I
some.
know.
Like,
Yeah, I mean, ask away. Yeah, this is your interview. We're here to have fun, and hopefully get some more eyes on you so that we can, help.
did you see
Not
people
that
get
you need it,
shanked
but
in
help
prison,
guide.
man? Like,
No, but I saw people make a bunch of interesting shit. People made like bags and stuff out of the MRE packages and stuff. It was it was interesting. It was very innovative.
that's true.
If you have nothing but time on your hands, you become very innovative. Oh shit, we drove them away.
Oh yeah. Plus, like, no, I'm here. Plus, like, just my cat was outside, so I'm just trying to get him out
Oh,
here. No, he's just meowing at the door. So I gotta let him in. What?
So anyway,
We're live here.
yeah,
Satire.
Yeah.
I
let's
call
get
him
back to
Churchill,
you.
though. No, we're just like, I don't know. This, to me, like when I do podcasts, I just try to act like the people are my buddies. I don't know. I have don't know you guys that have a hole of a ground, but it's just you invited me on your podcast, so we're just, I guess we're buds now.
Yeah.
We're just chilling.
Yeah,
So
we're just hanging out.
Hey,
he wants
that
to
works
hang
for
out
me.
too. Like, look at him.
Oh yeah.
One
That's
fat kitty
fine.
right there. Look, that ass.
Oh,
I
it's
let
only
my
a
dog
matter
in
of
here,
time
but
before
she'd
my
be
cats
barking
come
like
down.
crazy.
He's hard. Yeah. He's good
Oh,
though.
I have a 23-pound yellow cat, and
I think
he's quite big.
Jesus,
I think he's probably maybe 15
that's
or
a
16
lion.
now. It's a lion.
Yeah, he's one of the coolest cats though, but he does not stop eating.
Yeah, he's chill. He just likes to bump my chin all the time.
Oh, look at him! Look at a big sweetie.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
fat. He's
Oh.
attack. He'll attack and bite hard, but like he likes to creep up and do this. Okay, I really don't want your ass in my goddamn face. Satire. Search Master Flex. I call him that too.
Nice.
He's always searching for shit. He's looking around.
What's some of your favorite places to eat that aren't a chain?
That aren't a chain. What do you mean? Like I don't eat off a chain.
Like a chain restaurant, like McDonald's or Wendy's or something like. I mean, you could eat off a chain if you were in a death match, maybe, but
Probably, yeah. Put some
might be
bacon on it,
eating
and
a
like wrap it
chain.
in your mouth. Like he's eating bacon off the chain. Oh God, he's gonna tap out.
tap him out.
No, okay, chain. No, besides that, okay, hold on. Oh, like local restaurants and places.
Yes.
Okay, so in Sudbury, there's Gus's. I like that. In North Bay, Ivan's is fucking awesome. Burger World too. Other places, any truck stops really, those are great. Like I like just like
yeah.
bar food too. But also like when it comes to health stuff, it's like smoothies, acai bowls, Buddha bowls are great. Stir fries with like little mini corn and rice and certain shit like that. Get notifications. What else do I like to eat? I have smoothies every morning, like dragon fruit smoothies. Those are fucking the bomb. Put some protein in them, and then you put some like
nice.
healthy fats like avocados and everything. And so it's usually dragon fruit, pineapple, mango, strawberry, banana, avocado, beets, and some random one like maybe broccoli or acai if I have it, raspberries. Then you throw some silk milk in there with some probiotic yogurt, protein powder in there, and it's like good shake to go when you go to work.
See, you're a chef too.
Yeah, or go work out, or go and just like go train, whatever. It's probably why I don't look like I'm 34.
I actually didn't think you were that old, to be honest. Um,
I look like I'm 44.
no.
Just fucking with
Nah.
this. I know I don't look that old. I'm just fucking around. I don't care about age. I'm just
Yeah.
living life. I die when I die. That's all that happens.
Exactly.
I try to be like this guy. I don't know when that's gonna happen.
Oh,
Jukebox said you should be a part of Burn After Playing. I don't exactly know what that is. That's a
Oh.
patent.
Burn After Playing. If you want to do this, you could get in touch with you, Patrick. If you want to do this, we do this thing called Burn After Playing, and it's a completely on the phone improv game. So like
Okay.
Jukebox will set up a scene, and then it'll just be like, give me 3 1-minute clips or up to 1-minute clips based on whatever. We've done like, we did a paranormal investigation, or we did a realty spoof or realtor spoof or whatever. So yeah, it's a fun time, and it's just stupid. And anybody that's watching, check it out on JG's Lounge. We have they're all posted on there. We just act a fool. But yeah, if you want to be a part of that, get with JG. Yeah, they're silly fun, and they take 5 minutes to do.
Oh, like when we're off the air here?
Yeah. Or now you can text them now. I don't give a shit.
Oh yeah, dude. No, you just, once we're done, you can just message me, and then I'll just have to see the details because like I'm part of an acting union, so I have to like figure out how that works.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So
Oh yeah.
that being said, are we not supposed to talk about any movie type
Oh
stuff?
no. That's
Okay.
That's all fine. The acting union thing is like I can't like play a character for you guys per se type
Right.
thing unless like there's a certain agreement. I don't know.
Right.
Okay.
But
Well,
like,
that's probably this then. So we'll just stick with podcasting.
oh, that's totally fine. Not bad. That's totally fine. But like I might be able to. I don't know. I just have to look at like certain things like that. You know what I mean? Because like I know
That's cool.
it's exciting, and I find it exciting myself because I like doing improv. I like doing comedy. It's great. I like doing stand up, sketch. I got tons of sketches on my YouTube, on my old YouTube DSPT TV as well. Like did an old sketch show in college while doing projects. It was fun.
Great.
It'd be a lot of fun.
Sketch stuff's fun as hell because you could just get just as absurd as you fucking want.
It goes wherever, and like a lot of my sketches go the fuck wherever. So
It's a lot of fun though.
well, yeah, of course, it's fun writing them and just thinking of it. Like it's great to see like an idea that you had, and it's like, wow, that's what it became. That's fucking sick. That's why I like doing film. It's awesome.
Absolutely.
Now, what do you have any other acting projects coming up, or is it pretty much Letterkenny?
Well, no, the last thing I did was in August, and I did a short film, and I played a wannabe theater student who is well, not wannabe. He is a theater student. He's doing Shakespeare. I didn't know a lick of Shakespeare, so I just went for the rehearsal. And then the director himself and a guy who was actually acting on it, he's like fluent in Shakespeare, taught me like kind of how to say it. And then when I was getting direction, it was like pretty much cut a wrestling promo from the 90s, but like Shakespearean. So I just did it and went like that. And then I had to talk to, and then in the other parts, like I just had to do some extra dialogue and stuff like that. But I don't want to give too much away because it's a work in progress, and it's going to be coming out probably as a short film festival coming up. I think I did a post about it on Instagram. There's a still photo.
Very cool. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Excellent.
I had an honor playing it, and I really thank the director. I thank the producers and the DOP man. It was great. It's fun. But the features I've done are Do Not Disturb and Happy Fucking Sunshine. Those are the ones I can think of like right now. Yeah, besides the short, I don't know. I haven't really done too much else speaking wise. And then like the later on Letterkenny seasons, I got some speaking roles, so it was pretty fun.
Woo!
Like shout out to Jacob and Jared for actually helping. I'm gonna shout out to Jared and Jacob because they got me like into the acting union type thing, and us me and Danny, like they gave us like an opportunity to get into ACTRA, by giving us speaking roles, and then we just claimed it, and we got our full actor membership.
Fuck
Sorry.
yeah.
That's
ACTRA,
awesome.
is that
It's been great.
the Canadian Acting Union?
Yeah, in Toronto.
Okay.
There's also one in Vancouver too.
Nice.
Yeah, because I think what we have SAG here. I think
SAG
America.
AFTRA, you guys have.
SAG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Okay.
try and get in there sometime. Any representatives watching? Hi.
You can do it.
Oh, of course. I know. I believe in myself.
Well, I believe in you too. I would help, but I don't know people. The guy at the Quick Trip gas station. Yeah, I don't think he has connections either, and that's like all I know.
Now, if you need a wrestling company to work coming down to Kansas City, two of my really close friends own a wrestling company.
Oh, we could get Rush Rancid in Kansas City.
We can.
Wait. There we go. Just gonna go on data. Hi. Better? Cool. Can we see?
Yes.
Once you there we go.
All right, cool. So went on data because I think my internet keeps going like whoop, 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 like on fucking roller coaster. So screw that.
Now, Brian was just saying how he helps out with a wrestling promotion here in Kansas City. So, yeah.
Oh, dope. You guys are in Kansas City. Okay, I didn't even know.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Two of my really close friends own a wrestling company here, Central States Wrestling, CSW. The same two guys also own a tattoo shop.
Dope.
That just opened in January, and I'll just say that it's not a good idea to be really good friends with tattoo shop owners because you end up with a lot of tattoos.
I don't know. I don't have a tattoo on my body, which is kind of weird for me, but I just still haven't really thought of something to really put there yet. I have a few dedication tattoos I want to put on there because like an ex who died about a year ago, and then one of my good buddies, Justin, he passed away in 2019. He was a bandmate of mine, so I kind of want to get like symbolism on them somewhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely something that takes some time. I mean, I'm 48, so for me to get a forearm full half sleeve was kind of weird, but I mean, you only live once, right?
Yeah,
You only live once.
Yeah, man, live your life. And also, like, I just never saved the money to do tattoos. I'd always be like, hey, I'm gonna buy some weed or a new shirt.
Yeah. Get that.
Oh, there's a new sweater on sale at West 49. I'm gonna do that, or buy a skateboard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though I was in my 20s, I still was doing that. So
it's probably smart because all the tattoos I got in my 20s, I got covered up because I was like, "What the fuck was I thinking?"
Yeah.
You gotta wait till your brain's fully developed. We
Yeah.
think it is in our 20s, but it isn't.
No, you still got soup brain. You're still fucking marinating.
I think
I
my
don't care
brain
if you're
fully
60.
developed
I don't care if you're
years ago,
60,
maybe.
man. There's a thing called self-divergent neuroplasticity, dude. Like, I don't care if you're 60. Like, but you can still change your mind. You can figure things out.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. It all depends on like how much effort you want to put into it. That's it.
Oh, yeah. So
Oh
one of the
fuck,
things
you gotta try.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Try, Brian.
If I have to, I'll try. No.
Okay, what were you gonna ask, Brian?
Don't. Go with your flow.
We were kind of emailed back and forth a little bit, and you were asking about, we were talking about what we talk about on the podcast, and I said, we're pretty go with the flow, but you had mentioned mental health, and I am a big proponent of I want to say reaching out, and I'm a big supporter of the mental health field.
Yeah,
if that makes sense, because I myself, I've had mental health problems before the pandemic and just more depression type, in the funk, but it's still mental health. But you had mentioned that you wouldn't mind talking about that, so
Oh, of course, I love it.
you know.
Yeah, well, mental health is everybody's has it, dude. Like
Mhm.
whether you want to admit it or not, everybody has their problems. So you're not the only one, Bry guy.
Mhm.
Neither you, Pat man. I have my own problems. Yeah, I'm on TV. Yeah, I do cool stuff. I'm Rush Rancid in the ring. Yes, I do stand up. I produce um 117 Productions sometimes, which is like a cannabis podcast in Michigan. Shout out Rod. Love you and Beth.
Sure.
And like fucking I'm not perfect. I have problems too, dude. I struggle with ADHD shit. I got those symptoms.
Mhm.
I got depression symptoms. I got all this other stuff. But I try to figure it out and fulfill it with certain things. Not so much Western culture like mental health. It's mostly like
Right.
Chinese stuff or Japanese stuff like Taoism or Ikigai, like things like that. Which is like perfect, like, but being perfectly fine with being imperfect. That's Ikigai. I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure if I'm getting that mixed up or not. But then there's the Tao Te Ching, then there's the Litsu and the Shuangzi and everything in Taoism.
Sure.
I read those things and I kind of like take scriptures from that and put it into my own life or try to, which a lot of it's like mind pretzels, like being like, be like
Mhm.
water. What does that mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Go
Yeah.
with the
But being,
flow.
but like I can kind of break that down a little bit, my own definition of it, because in Taoism, the Tao isn't to be spoken of. The eternal Tao isn't spoken of. The eternal Tao is something we don't even fucking know. We can't fathom it. But it's like the actual one can't be spoken of because a Tao is like based on an individual. Like mine is
Mhm.
not like Pat's. Mine is not like Bry's. You know, it's just that's life.
Yeah, yeah. Absolutely.
So being like water is, if I could dump it out, like I just dump this water out, right, and it just go anywhere. So it's
Mhm.
going wherever the fuck it's going. It doesn't care. Water nurtures everything on Earth, whether we like it or not, and it
Mhm.
erodes rock, and it stays, whether it's still or not, it still will erode rock over time. That's the thing in Taoism, being like, be like water. So if you're soft and supple, you can adapt to your change more. If you're stiff and hard, you're going to die a lot quicker, because the stiff and hard are the dead and brittle. That's kind of Taoism. I know it's a lot of like,
Sure.
whoa, mystical type shit, but it's,
Oh, I dig it.
Oh
that's what
yeah,
I learned
definitely.
from in my own sense. If you guys read the Tao Te Ching or the Litsu or the Shuangzi, you guys would have your own definition of how water flows. That's my definition, Patrick McNeil's. Your guys's, if you guys did it, that's your own definition, which is
Sure.
not the eternal Tao. It's your own.
Right.
It's a
Right.
lot to wrap your head around about, and I don't even know if I fucking know.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it, though. That's the beauty of it.
It's not something you
Because I
have to
always want to be a
know
student in the
perfectly.
teachings of life. Like everybody should be the student of the teachings of life. I enjoy that myself. I'm gonna give a shout out to my girlfriend Lisa, because I know
Absolutely.
she's watching right now. Hi, beauty. She teaches me a lot.
Excellent.
She like really keeps me in check. She goes like, "Well, you're not kind of seeing this side." I went, "Oh, okay." So there's like Taoism and my own stuff, and like then there's Lisa, who's like, "Hey, dude, like you might not be thinking here, or you're not really like, what's going on." She keeps me in check. So love you, dude. She's awesome.
Yeah. My wife does the same thing, you know.
Yeah.
It happens. But like I was saying before though, like if you were I don't think it's hard to say don't be afraid to reach out if you have mental health, because I understand that some people are afraid and can't reach out, but if you have the ability to, people can reach out. And I've always put that on my Twitter. Hey, if you need to talk to somebody, come talk to me. I've been through stuff. I go through stuff
Yeah, man.
myself. Just don't be afraid to reach out if you need to.
Exactly. And that's like amazing of you, dude, because not a lot of people want to do that.
Like
Something
there's a
to be
lot of
like super heavy, you know what I mean? And a
yeah,
lot of people don't know how to handle that. Maybe
and
you do.
there's a lot of people that get depressed around holidays or whatnot because maybe they're in the Maybe they're in the LGBTQIA plus community. I see a lot of it on Twitter, and I just say, hey, you know what? If you need a place, come here. You need to talk to me. It's everybody needs help, no matter who they are.
You could have seasonal depression too.
Yeah,
Yeah, I understand.
absolutely.
One of my best friends is trans. Her name's Kara. She's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. So I get it. Like everybody comes. Another thing in Taoism too is just like everybody comes from a different place and time, and they just do it their own way. We all have a place on this earth because like I didn't knock on my father's balls and be like, "Hey, Dad, you're gonna fucking make me born." Let's get me out of there. Let's get me out of your balls. Go into mom's womb, and I'm Patrick McNeil now. No, that's not how it works. Like we're all involuntary, like seeds of our fathers, and we all have a place in this
Yeah.
life, and we all should be able to like kind of live in peace with that. But we don't want to. A lot of things are corrupt because there's greed and like racism and I don't like you because of this or past and that. It's like I just in my own head I don't understand that. It's just
Me
I
neither.
can't I
We
can wrap my head
don't
around
either.
some things and I could see why you might be angry, but like in my own sense it's like I don't know why because I never will know.
Mhm.
I can only understand so much because I come from where I come from. That's I'm willing to sit down and talk to you and
Exactly.
be an ally and like be educated 100%. I'm so fucking open to that shit. But like I'll never be able to understand it 100% because I've never been in your shoes. That's all it is.
But
Exactly.
that's something that's I think is missing is the understanding that your path is different than my path. A lot of people are like, "This is my path. Why aren't you on it with me?" And if you're not on my path with me, I hate you. That I
It
mean
makes
that, and it's
that,
like
that's mental to me. That I
it.
don't understand that.
Me too. It's like you're different. I'm different. We can learn from each other. We can be friends. We
Mhm.
can not be friends, but we don't have
But
to hate each other. You know.
I don't know you two motherfuckers from a hole in the ground, but we're just having a conversation
Oh yeah,
live
and
on
I'm loving
YouTube.
it.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I don't know who's watching. There could be someone watching this being like, these guys don't know each other. They're talking. What the fuck? Like, they might have a judgment about that, but I don't care about that because we're just chatting and having a conversation
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
about mental
But you
health.
know, but you
And
know
it's
what? We
actual
have.
dudes doing it, and it's not women doing it because
Yeah.
like women talk about feelings a lot. A lot of dudes don't want to do that type of shit. I don't give
And
a
that's
And
fuck because I'm very comfortable with my feelings. If I'm in the middle of Walmart and I'm fucking feeling grief or something, I'm gonna let it out because you gotta fucking feel to heal. That's
Mhm.
how it works. Feel it to heal it,
exactly.
man.
Yep.
Call me
It's
whatever you
it's
want. I don't give a shit. That's just how it works for me. I maybe
yeah.
5 years ago I might have been a little bit against that, but like not since I got education and figuring out who I am and figuring out like my own mentality and everything. It's like you got to be comfortable with who you are. You're not gonna like your life.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
And
you got to be comfortable.
it takes people time sometimes. Like I didn't
100%.
like 6, 7 years ago. I went help and I got help in a group setting because of just some addictions. Nothing
Good.
like. I mean, it's not like heavy drugs or anything, but it was addictions nonetheless, and they were eating me and tearing me up, and so I went and
That's
got help.
That's all that
And
matters. You got help for something that was tearing at you that you felt, whether
Mhm.
someone sees it as an addiction or not. Bry guy did. So that's life. That's your flow, dude.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
but
judge
what I
you
was
for
saying
it.
is, I was over 40 years old, and sometimes it just takes people time. You don't have to do it when you're 18, 19, 20 years old. If it takes
No,
you longer, it takes you longer.
at the same time, when you're 18, 19 years old, you don't know this stuff. Like all of us
True.
probably, I guess, are knowing this recently within the last
Mhm.
decade
Mhm.
because it hasn't really
Yeah.
been addressed that men should talk about their feelings or their emotions and all that stuff because like yeah we feel too, we're human fucking beings. Humans have an advanced understanding of the world. My cat Satire doesn't understand the concept of death. We do. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like if I went like, hi Satire, do you know you're gonna die one day? He'd just be like, "Wah," and just do his thing. Because like
Yep.
fucking he doesn't know. He doesn't even know what the fuck I'm saying to him. That's how it works. That's just life. So since we know the concept of death and everything, that's what all the stuff that we've made since time began as came. Like beliefs, systems, and morals, and this, and yeah.
And that's why I say, until your death, you enjoy your time while you got it.
Just do your best to, yeah.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Well, it's funny too, because a lot of guys see it as weakness as wanting to get help. I got help. A couple of years ago, and I needed it. I was having panic attacks and everything, and it was horrible. And and the funny thing is, I'm talking to my wife and I'm telling her what's going on. She's like, "Oh, that's anxiety," and I'm like, "I don't have anxiety." Then I'm like, "I got anxiety."
Don't deny it.
But and I think it's a masculine thing, and it's just like, well, you're not a man if you go get help. And it's like, no, actually, I wake up and I have intrusive thoughts when I wake up, and I think I'm not good enough, and yet I wake up, I get up, I go to work, I do this, I do that, and I do everything while my brain is trying to turn against me. While you just the general you can wake up, go to work, and everything's fine and stuff. Whereas me, I have a constant battle in my brain 24 hours a day, while an album playing back here all the time too. So it's like, if I can do all that and still function, and yet I'm not a man, because I said, you know what, I need a little help. That's the one thing I hate, is this whole, it's not masculine. It's not masculine to get help. It's like, shut the fuck up. Fuck you.
It's a stigma, and it's just a reflection on the person saying it. Like, I wouldn't worry about what they have to, like, anybody else has to say. It's your journey. No one has a say in what you have to think, because no one can hear your thoughts. I know Google's trying to, and Elon Musk and everything, but like, I don't know.
It's in the next update.
Like, I would never want that. It's just, your brain is where you're at. That's where you have to figure out where you're going to go to. And everybody's different. And as long as it's not harming me or people that I love, like, directly right now, then fucking do you. I can't do anything about it.
Yeah, but I always, as long as you're not hurting other people, fucking enjoy yourself. Live it up. I say it all the time. Fucking, you want to try that new thing, try it. I've always wanted to write a book.
Take risks.
When COVID hit and we had all that downtime, I wrote a book. It might not go anywhere, but I fucking wrote a book. I always wanted to try stand-up. Brian always wanted to do a podcast. You wanted to try acting and stand-up and podcasting and wrestling and all this shit. You fucking did it. Yeah. So anybody that's listening, the thing you want to go do, go fucking try it. If you fail, you fail. If you like it, you like it. At least try.
Yeah. Life's full of rejection and failure. And if you can't get used to that, then, like, I don't know what to tell you, dude. Figure it out.
I know. I'm on my third marriage. I know about rejection and failure.
Yeah.
Figure it out. Yeah.
Man. I thought this was going to be a fun show, but I got to say, Patrick, you are one fucking cool motherfucker. And I'm not just blowing smoke up your ass. I really think you are a cool motherfucker.
No, absolutely. Absolutely.
Appreciate you both. Appreciate you guys having me on a podcast. I don't know. It's just fun to talk about random shit, and just, and like, not being afraid to just get it out there either, because there could be some struggling person who's just like, going through the depths of the dark web. You know what I mean? Find them where the fuck we're at. And they're like, you know what? I have no clue who these three are, but they make sense. Who knows?
What the fuck is Letterkenny anyway?
What's a Letterkenny? I think it's letter in my friend named Kenny. I should call him. And then they call Kenny, and they're like, yo, you get my letter? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, okay, so I saw there was a Letterkenny clip that came up on Facebook, and I watched it, and I was like, and the whole time I'm watching, I'm like, is that person Letterkenny? No, I think that's Letterkenny. No, that person is Letterkenny. I didn't realize it was a fucking town. I thought it was a character.
There's a town in there too. Yeah, like,
it's a town.
Yeah, but I thought there was a character named Letterkenny. And oh, really?
Yeah, there's Listowel, Ontario. And my
It
ex-girlfriend,
is.
she grew
That
up
is
like kind of there sometimes when she was dating a dude.
Nice.
so now, where do you guys film anyway? Like, do you
Up in,
film
yeah, in Sudbury,
in a small
Shoresy,
town, or is it on a set?
Shoresy and Letterkenny. They're both filmed in Sudbury
Sudbury.
Oh, okay,
Nice.
cool.
and surrounding
Now,
areas.
And is
Yeah.
that's Northern Ontario, you said? Or am I just
Yeah, no, Northern Ontario, Sudbury.
okay?
excellent.
Oh, I'm still trying to figure out how I got to season 3 and just now getting to fucking snow.
Yeah, yeah, it's good.
My,
It's
Yeah,
good.
my wife walked the St. Patrick's Day episode. My wife walked by and she was just like, "Huh, that's
Fuck yeah.
unseasonably nice weather for Ontario in March."
Yeah, sometimes
Yeah,
it's not shot when it says it's shot. It's just it's all around. But
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
we have our winter seasons and they're cold. Like fuck, it's cold here.
Oh, I'm sure.
But
I can imagine.
you
I'm
get used
sure.
to it.
Yeah,
Some days in January it can go down to like minus 42 like Celsius. It's fucking it's cold.
Oh, fuck that.
Ooh.
I lived right on the Indiana-Michigan border for about 30 years, and it would get down to like negative 15 or so with the wind chill. That was, I mean, and once you get to a certain point, it's like I don't even fucking feel it anymore. It could be -5, it could be negative
Yep.
50. You know, but
Yeah.
how long are the winters up there? They like
Oh, it's starting soon.
Yeah.
And usually
ominous.
for November,
I'm sorry.
it's all good. I'm glad I can make you guys laugh.
I'm gonna mute myself. I'm gonna...
So November usually it hits a bit hard, but at the end, like Halloween is like it's coming, like snow's there. It's coming down.
Yeah, it's Halloween here in Kansas City has been really weird. Last year, I believe it was in the
fuck.
in the 60s and kind of nice, but you know, we still sat around the fire pit in the driveway and did some stuff. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But
That fucking broke me. I'm sorry.
so
Okay.
so Patrick,
Oh,
you
shit.
haven't so Pat, you haven't made it to the Dicks yet, have you?
I'm on season 3, and I only saw
Yeah.
3 seasons on Hulu.
Okay,
So
yeah,
I don't
you gotta
know- I don't know
wait for
where
the
the-
dicks.
You
They're
got to
there.
meet the Dicks.
Yeah, I don't know where the rest of the seasons
The
are.
Dicks. The Dicks are quite funny.
Season
I
3
gotta-
was fun though.
what'd you
Being a
say? I gotta-
clown, so
Oh,
good.
yeah.
The Fact You Nation, so fun.
Yeah, there's so much like now I've gotten into the habit of where now when there's a holiday, on that holiday I'll make my wife sit down and we'll watch an episode of that holiday. Like whether it's Easter or St. Patrick's Day or the Christmas episode or
Halloween, that's coming up.
Halloween. Yeah. So great, you know.
Like the
It's
snow's
just
coming.
hilarious.
Fuck.
Yeah, the snow's coming for Halloween.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
so where are the rest of the seasons at then? Because on
They
Hulu they
should-
only have 3.
Hulu, the last I checked, had all of them.
They
did?
should
Oh,
have all of them.
Okay,
Yeah. You have a
maybe I
limited
didn't-
subscription, Patrick?
No, I got money. I got that $5 a month.
Well, that makes
Maybe
one
no,
of us.
I might just need to scroll up. It might have
You
just shown
guys are-
like 1, 2, 3.
You guys are super southern, right? Like Kansas is near Oklahoma, like a little bit above it, right?
Yeah,
A little
yeah,
bit
we're
above us.
yeah, we're
They used I used to live
we're
in
on top.
Norman.
We're sitting on Oklahoma State.
Norman, okay, that's not too
Yeah,
far.
let's-
You used to live in Norman, Oklahoma.
I lived there for 5 years when I was a kid because my dad's military and he was working on Tinker Air Force Base.
Oh.
So
Okay.
we were there and like I used to catch reptiles and everything. There's a little known fact about me was I used to like really enjoy fucking Steve Irwin and Steve Austin too. Like not Steve Austin the wrestler, I loved him too, but Steve Austin, he's also
Right.
I'm pretty sure, I think that was his name. He was a naturist too. He did like caught snakes and stuff. You get bit by them. There was another guy who got, I forget his name too. Another Steve, pretty sure I forget his last name though. But he would get like bitten by poisonous snakes, and he'd have like immunities to it. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy?
Yeah.
Like all these nature shows I'd watch in Oklahoma, and I go and try to find turtles and snakes. I got bit by bull snakes and shit by myself. I caught a ringneck snake at one point. A lot of garters. Like
Yeah.
I handled some like when I was down there. I got bit by a chameleon. That was a pet though. But like this babysitter had a chameleon, and I pissed it off, and it bit me, and it really stung. It sucked. It felt like a bad burn. It was the worst bite I ever had.
Oh, that
We
would
have
be
we have a pet ball python. My daughter has like a 3-foot long ball python.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's a fat ass snake too. He's cool though. They're cool fucking pets. Yeah, they're really really cool.
They're very different animals too. Like snakes are like my favorite animal too, but like they look like they're slimy, and you hold them, they're actually not. They're scaly and dry, and they just go right through your hand and everything. They look scary coming up, but they're only scary when they're trying to defend their young or when they're hungry. Like, or if they're in a mood, if they're in a mood and you're going close to them, they're just like fuck off. Like they just don't want you to touch them. Just leave them alone.
Yeah,
ours is pretty chill.
So my boss a long time ago at a different job had a little python. I don't know how big he was, probably 3 or 4 feet. He had him here in Kansas City, and then he moved to California. Well, he had a convertible, and he would want to go to the beach and hang out, but he didn't want to leave his car in the top down. So one day he took his snake, and his snake's name was Chuck. So Chuck wrapped himself around the visor, so anyone who would walk by would actually see it walk across the street and go down. And he's like, I never had to lock my car. So he moved back to Kansas City, and we were talking. One day he came in with like a big bandage around his hand, and I'm like, what happened? He's like, oh, I was playing with Chuck last night. I guess the snake, he'd like to slither up to him, and he had hardwood floors. He's like, so I slide him on the floor, and he'll slide across the room, and then he'll slither back to me. And I was like, well, what happened? He's like, I slid him one too many times. He didn't want to be slid that last time. He wanted to be put away, and he bit me. And he's like, and he wouldn't let go. I was like, well, how did you get him off? He's like, oh, Chuck likes Jack Daniel's whiskey. So, this snake, though, whenever he would get his bottle of Jack out, like once or twice a week, or whenever he got it, he's like, I'll go and sit on my couch. Chuck will be in his tank, and he'll see me, and he'll start going nuts. He wants some. And he's like, if I ever have to get rid of him, I'm gonna have to give him to someone who drinks Jack Daniels and smokes. I'm like, that's funny. But yeah, he's just come in with that bandage, and then he came in like a couple months later, he'd have another one on. And
so I also want to talk about the mental health and the addiction problems of reptiles on this episode.
This goes out to all the alcoholic snakes. I like Jack Daniels too. It's very good. Maybe this snake would enjoy hanging out with me. I don't smoke cigarettes as much as I used to back in the day, but I do smoke weed, so he might like that more.
He might, yeah.
Might get a bit less, just be a little more chill.
A little more chill.
And a little bit easier on the lungs, because tobacco is kind of, it's fucking harsh, but cannabis, always great.
Yeah, luckily, they just passed it, and I guess last year they started. He's on the Missouri. So Kansas City is right on the border of Kansas and Missouri. I'm on the Kansas side. He's on the Missouri side.
Yeah.
So he has access, and we do not here.
I thought it was legal in Kansas.
It is not. We're going to be one of the last states, if we're honest. But
no, Indiana. Indiana will be the last one. They're so backwards. What's the status in Canada? Is it legal there?
It's federally legal here.
Yeah, everywhere.
Really?
Right?
I don't keep province, every place. They made it that way, but the news that I've been reading lately, they're kind of regretting that. But whatever.
Yeah.
I had a license for it too, so I'm a medical patient. Like I take RSO like medically, like Rick Simpson oil. It's a thing. You can get it at places, but like also, like I don't know. I think it's one of the best medicines in the world. Like, if you get the right one, it can work for you. But if it doesn't work for you, then it just doesn't. I don't know. Some people I've given it to, they're just like, I don't know, man. It just kind of made me like paranoid or whatever. I'm like, okay, doesn't work for you.
Yeah. Don't leave the house, right?
What
It works
was
for
that
me.
called again?
I treat it as medication. Rick Simpson oil.
Rick Simpson oil.
Yeah. So there's a guy. Here's a little bit of history that I know about it. There's a guy in Canada. I'm pretty sure Windsor. Correct me if that's false information, people in the comments or whatever. But Rick Simpson oil, or Rick Simpson made this oil for his skin cancer he had, and he put it on his lesions, and it actually like healed it more than like chemo was. So he like, because I think he was a cannabis like enthusiast before, and he's like, I wonder how
Sure.
these effects could be neutralized or made more like enhanced through an oil or something else, like an edible.
Sure.
So you can use it as a topical, you can use it as an edible, you can smoke it too, but like I like to eat it, and eating it is one of the greatest medicines in the world. It helps my diabetes, it helps with my skateboarding injuries I have in my heels, because I thought it was diabetic neuropathy, but it's not. I had some skateboarding ones where it just kind of like hit me in the back of the heel and it cut some nerves off. But like, yeah, and it sucked.
fun.
Also, like when it's cold, when it's like really cold out, like I'll feel the back of my left heel. It's like super cold. But when I have Rick Simpson oil, I don't feel it as much. It's such a miracle drug. It's fucking awesome.
That's pretty
I'm
cool.
gonna have to look that up.
Mikasa that helps for me doesn't Sukasa help for others, you know? I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but still.
Yeah. I think we could extrapolate.
We're not always correct on this show, so we're pretty good.
No,
So
no.
let me.
No, I know that I could just have this vibe that you guys are both jokesters, so I've just been kind of joking around
We
and
are.
fucking around.
Oh yeah.
We are.
Trying to get a rise, you know?
When we need to be serious, we can. But you know, that's
Yeah,
our whole
the
thing.
mental health talk, dude. Dope.
Yeah, and with our whole thing with the podcast is we want to make people laugh. You know, we're not in it
100%.
for money. We want to have a good time. And if someone's having a down week, hey, look, we can jump on there and they're gonna make us laugh. You know, that's what we
That's
want to
pretty
do.
much why I want to entertain. It's just the fun of it. I get a enjoyment out of it. It makes every time I get in the ring, it makes the 8-year-old in me scream. So that's why I do it. Not money, fame, or
Absolutely.
anything. I know that comes with it, and that's the thing. But like, there's a reason why I do it, and that's the reasons why I do it, because I just enjoy it for me.
That's why
Yeah.
why I love stand up and improv, and you know, just I mean, you know, the energy transfer of, you know, me giving to the audience, but then the audience giving back to me. It's not an altruistic thing. It's a drug where I'm getting that high off it too. I mean, you know, so I love making people laugh. I love having, you know, whatever time I have on stage, making people forget about whatever the hell's going on, and you know, I could just make them laugh and stuff. But I also love getting that energy back, and it's just like, yeah, I did that, yeah, you know, and we're all feeling good, and we all got that ankle monitors on here. I don't know who that is. That's probably one of your people. Hi, ankle monitor. But yeah. So you know, that transfer
Stuck
of
at
energy.
home watching this podcast.
Yes.
Can't leave the premises.
Oh, yeah.
So you had mentioned
got that nice jewelry.
You had mentioned that you're a diabetic. Are you a type 1 or type 2?
Uno.
I have been a type 1 diabetic since I was 17, so it's coming up on 31 years.
Oh shit, dude! I just came up on half my life almost. No,
It's
I got diagnosed when I was 19, but I had it since I was 18. So pretty much almost half my life now.
Yeah, I've
Isn't
taken four.
rad?
I've taken at least 4 shots a day for 31 years almost. A lot of fun,
Yeah,
right?
me 4 to 7, depending.
Yeah.
But like, if it's a wrestling day and everything, like I try to like, if my insulin intake is like up, it's like, oh fuck, you're gonna get a bunch of fucking low blood sugars. But like, you just have to know when to balance it for what days that you're doing, or when you're training, or if you're gonna do calisthenics or whatever the fuck that you do to, like, you know, stay in shape.
Exactly.
Adjust your insulin, man. I didn't know that you were diabetic, dude. That's trippy.
Yeah,
I didn't know he was either till we were having lunch one day and he pulled his shit out. And I was like, okay.
Are you some kind of heroin addict?
Yeah, I'm like, oh,
Hormone heroin only, buddy.
Yeah, he's like, "Are you doing drugs?"
Just hormone heroin.
Yeah, hormone heroin all the way.
That's what I call it, man.
So, we're big music fans as well. And one of the things that we talked about a lot of things when we were doing this podcast. Number one was we wanted to just have fun. Number two, we wanted it to be kind of a free form. We don't have sheets printed out with specific questions we're going to ask because we want to go with the flow. Because not every guest is going to be like, well, yeah, that's a great question, so we just kind of go with the flow. But one thing we did on the first episode is we each gave 3 songs, and Pat is making a playlist for Spotify. So each week he and I are adding a song, and our guest is going to add a song. So we're going to do that tonight. If you would like to add a song, we would love that. If you need a couple minutes to think about it, we can add one for this one. Or if you already know of one, you can go for it.
I would take forever usually for this because there's so many fucking good songs out there for me.
Oh, absolutely.
But because this has something to do with wrestling in this podcast, I'm gonna have to give it up for my theme, which is Phantom Crawl's Hex of Death.
Phantom Crawls.
Phantom Crawls?
Phantom Crawl.
Phantom Crawl.
Little known band from Toronto.
Yeah,
and it's
what
the song is Hex of Death.
Oh, there it is.
Send it to you too. Yeah.
All right. That is on the playlist. That is the Two Old Goats Pod playlist on Spotify. You can find that. Oh, ankle monitor. Yes. Brian knows his green screen doesn't have anything.
That's kind of another.
If he runs it, it uses too much bandwidth, and then we get a lot of buffering. But good looking out. Do you know your profile picture is a A?
Which is also green.
Okay.
Mine?
No, ankle monitors on the chat.
No, just ankle monitor. All right, Brian, what do you got?
Okay.
I've been torn on a couple of songs this week, but I think I'm going to go with "The Only" by Static X.
Oh.
I've been in a Static X mood. I've been in a Static X mood lately. Saw them at Ozfest years ago.
There it is.
Had a lot of fun, and so I just have to put them down.
Dude, that's a great band. I grew up with Wisconsin Death when I was a kid, man.
If you could wear a CD out, I would have. I played Wisconsin Death Trip so fucking much.
Machine too, right? For me, yep.
Yeah.
That was This is gonna be
was one of my favorite songs growing up. I hate this. I'd always say that.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Growing up. Even my brother was sometimes he'd be like making the bed when we were kids. He'd be like, I hate this. And I just laugh so hard because we both knew that song. I don't know if he's the biggest Static X fan, but I know I liked them a little bit more than he did.
Nice. That's awesome.
No, they were, that was, and like, that's one of those albums that it came out right at the right time in my life where I needed something that heavy.
There was
like,
game,
this is perfect.
There's a game like for I think PlayStation 1 called Street Skater 2, and there was Static X's Push It, and that's exactly what got me into all the stuff that I'm into now. The Motorhead thing, all these fucking things. That's the fucking pinnacle that went like, whoosh, you're gonna like metal, Patrick McNeil. I don't give a fuck. That's what life said.
For me, it was Pantera. A friend of mine played Cowboys from Hell from Pantera for me once, and that was it.
Oh, such a good album.
Walk as well. I'm going to give it up for my buddy. Shout out to my buddy Jack Bright. I don't know if you'll watch this. He lived in Oklahoma. His dad, Jim Bright, put on Walk, and then I heard, I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, oh, okay. I'm like a little kid in Oklahoma, and I'm just like in a living room, like just being like, dude, this is dope. I think I was probably 8,
That's awesome.
maybe 7, and I'm like, Locke's playing. Oh yeah, nice.
You're like,
Yeah,
I'm
that
in
was
it.
I remember his dad just being like this in the corner, loving it. Oh yeah,
That would have been me. Yep.
We-
Still is
we
me.
used to drive around. We'd be driving around smoking and listening to Vulgar Display of Power and stuff. Yeah, there'd be like 4 or 5 of us in the pounding the dashboard and just oh yeah, that was a good one.
I still have to give it up for hip hop and rap that I like though, because I enjoy that as well. And and then I also like a little bit of like techno and electronica. Like those are like all of the genres. Those are the 4 ones that I'd really enjoy: is punk, metal, hip hop, and rap. And then there's electronica and techno.
Nice.
There's songs that like kind of mean something to me too, especially with like my ex lady who died. Some songs that are like techno, they remind me of her. And then with hip hop and rap, it just reminds me of like childhood, growing up, things like that.
Oh yeah.
So I remember this coming on the radio a lot when I was younger. Like,
Yeah. And now we're hearing it in McDonald's. What the hell?
yeah.
Oh shit! I heard Metallica in Costco when you walked in, and I was like, oh, how far we've come. When Sad But True is being played at the fucking Costco.
We're getting Burger King and Wu-Tang's on, you know? Maybe get the money.
There you go.
Okay, well we're gonna stick with a heavier 3 songs because I actually got a heavier song. My wife got me onto Rammstein or Rammstein, and yeah, I've been playing the shit out of them. Oh yeah, one of my favorite songs by them is Dicka Titten, because any song about big boobs, fucking good with me. So that's the song I'm adding. Dicka Titten by Rammstein.
Nice.
I like their
it's a great video too.
Album. So good.
Their which album?
I think it's called Send Shut, I believe, and it has a guy with powdered face, and it's like a cage with this mouth opening. It has Du Hast on it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's a good album.
Yeah, that was the one that got him big in America. God, I remember I was stationed at Fort Benning when that came out, and everybody was Du Hast. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Son was a good song too.
But yeah, Du Hast.
Here comes the sun. That one there.
That's their number 1 song.
Yeah.
I always think of Here Comes the Bum.
Nice.
And their videos are fun to watch. Definitely, definitely interesting. It's this fucking cinematic masterpieces. So that's the playlist. 2 Old Goats pod playlist on the old Spotify. Excuse me, Jesus Christ, on the old Spotify while I puke my pants. My wife heard me talking about Rammstein and just sent me a gif of Till.
We'll have to look at that later.
Yeah.
Well, Patrick's checking his.
Check out the playlist while I check my teeth.
Oh shit, we're gonna have to wrap this up soon because I actually have to get up early. I'm driving to Michigan tomorrow morning, so this has been
an hour and 20.
Fucking fun.
If you go to Lansing, call Rod. Hi, Rod. He's one of everybody's the 117 podcast.
I'm not going that far north, but if I'm ever in Lansing, I'll just stand on random street corners
and call Rod.
If you guys smoke weed or do cannabis, anything that helps you out with like your life or pain or mental stuff, you could be maybe a guest on his podcast at one point.
Excellent.
The only outside of when I was in my 20s and teens, the only thing I've done is I use CBD lotion just because I find that's the absolute best for dry skin. I work in food service, so I'm washing my hands constantly, and that CBD lotion is the fucking bomb.
That's still cannabis though, man. And then Bry Guy, if you have a story about cannabis that's brought you to like where you are today, dude, do it.
I've got stories.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
And
we'll get you guys hooked up.
So,
you guys wanna
so
do
we
it,
just go to Lansing. We just go to Lansing and go, Rod, I got a weed story. Rod?
He'll come out. He'll drive you like, yo, who said that?
he will find us.
Rod the Bod Lionheart, man. He's got it.
On the 117 podcast.
And,
117 Productions. You'll be on the
117.
Daily Chronicle. I think I got a shirt. Hold on. I gotta go find it. 1 sec. I'm gonna go give a shout out here.
you're good.
Oh yeah, here, I found it right on the top of my couch. I missed AEW, man. Fuck.
We got DVR though, right?
No, my TV was well. There's internet sites too. Daily Chronicles. That's the show you'd be on. Backward.
Excellent.
Daily Chronicle.
Also,
okay.
yeah, like fuck, I didn't DVR AEW, and it's not the most like wrestling's wrestling. Everybody should enjoy every wrestling promotion. Don't fight about AEW and WWE anymore. They're both good promotions.
Oh yeah.
It's just
Exactly.
there's so many promotions under them that you can enjoy too, and they're doing
Yeah.
so well in an underground world. Just enjoy them all for who they are.
I'm an Impact guy myself. I absolutely love Impact.
From death match to classic wrestling to like NJPW and like all that other stuff that's like really killing it. Just enjoy wrestling for wrestling. It's an entertainment story,
Yes.
whether you like it or not.
And let people enjoy wrestling how they want to enjoy it, and don't shit on in their
Exactly.
Cheerios if they don't like your promotion that you like.
Or
If
your
you like
favorite
blood and
wrestler.
guts, you like blood and guts. If you like classic wrestling, then you like classic wrestling. But just
Yep.
enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah.
That's Taoism.
Exactly. We'll end with Taoism. Perfect.
That's what we're going to title this, Taoism with Patrick.
Yes.
There you go. 100%. Go with your flow, boys. As long as it's not Ant Flow.
Yeah.
Or unless
But
you
yeah,
do that.
so
No, we don't need to do that.
we're gonna wrap this up. This was a blast. You're a fucking cool, Patrick. I had a blast with this. And
Absolutely. Thank you
Yeah,
so
that
much
was
for
it.
being here. We really appreciate it.
That was a jukebox letting me
Really
know
do.
that he's watching right now. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I gotta hit the hay. I got a 10-hour drive tomorrow.
I should hit the hay too. Sounds like a good idea.
It really does. All right.
little
You guys. Well, thank you, Patrick Plywood McNeil, for being here. We really appreciate it, guys.
Boys, thank you guys for having me on and enjoying Letterkenny and supporting what I do, because if I didn't do those things, then I wouldn't have been doing this right now. So I really enjoy it.
Yeah,
We had a lot of
and
fun.
everybody watching, watch Letterkenny. And
Check out Shorzy too.
yeah, check
Plywood
out-
Mind, Rush
you on?
Rancid. I
Are
got
you
the
on?
shirt. They're coming
Are you-
out soon.
I've done some extensive research.
follow
Are-
Patrick on
are
Twitter.
you-
What's your Twitter? What's your Instagram?
My Instagram is DSBTTV _ plywood, and then my Twitter is DSBTTV _ Potamkin. And Brian, what were you saying there?
I was going to say I've done some extensive research recently. Are you in Shorzy?
No.
Because I was going to say it's not saying that you were, but I mean it is
No.
affiliated with Letterkenny, and
I
Also
just
a very
work
good
on
show.
it as an electric, and I plug in lights and make the actors look pretty. Who are all my friends, and they're all dears and beauties.
they are. They really are.
Tassia Tells, Dolo, Harlow, fucking, I'm saying all their names like who they actually are, like Harland and everything. Kalani, Blair. There's so many to name. Terry Ryan McDonald. Holy fuck, there's a bunch. Andrew, who plays Goody. Max Buffard, who plays JJ Frankie JJ.
JJ.
A lot of
Frankie
people
J.
I got to give shout outs because I love them all to death. They're all beauties on that show. And then Jared Kiso, of course, shortly.
And of course, the gyms.
The Jim. That cracks me up every time.
Jim. Every single time. That's Pat. This Pat needs to finish up Letterkenny and then watch Shorzy, and he'll get it. It's awesome.
Okay.
All right. So, thank you so much for being here, everybody. Thank you.
100%, boys.
Again.
Thank you for having me on.
And if you're ever bored or whatever, hit me up and we can get you on here again sometime.
100%.
So for my friend Pat and my new buddy Patrick, thank you all for being here. And thank you for spending your time with us on this Wednesday evening.
100%.
We just end the show by everybody just leaves the studio. So whenever y'all want to sign off.
I'll probably leave in a second. Love, care, peace, and strength, boys. Thanks for having me on. Kisses.
Thank
Love
you,
and care.
Patrick.
All right. Thank you so much, man.
Okay, boys. Take care.
All right. You too, man.